What's up, boys? We're back with some more Undead Onslaught for the major 1.35 update. Every villain has a unique basic attack dash upgrade you can find in the game, unique ultimates, and then two different skills you can find. They have a bunch of shared skills as well, but we're going to be trying out the Reidan character. He gains damage reflection based on his armor value. They have slightly different base stats as well as a unique talent tree to each. So there's this new category of blood skills, so we're going to convert our basic weapon into a blood attack and try to build around that. Relic, we can have a chance to be revived automatically. Revivals give more stat bonuses. I don't know what that means. Maybe we get like some combat stats based on the number of them? So we start off with these little melee range axe attacks. You can destroy the minerals to get a little bit of meta currency. I think we need some more weapon attacks to actually get through those currently. They actually take quite a few hits to break. These little areas with the flag on the map are like a little quest area. Once you kill all of these guys, a mini boss will spawn. If you kill him, you can get a bit of a permanent boost to your starting weapon. So that generally ends up being one of the most important ones. So we can upgrade the starting weapon. These two are okay for passive stat boost. This one gives some extra XP. I think that sounds pretty nice as our first weapon to add in. It's basically your whip from Vampire Survivors, but it also gives you some extra XP on hit as a nice little bonus. Let's see, blood, crit strike, and damage sounds pretty good. Oh yeah, that's our ultimates. You can level that up a bit as well. For this guy, it's just a defensive one where you can't die for a while since he's a berserker, and then you get some healing at the end. Every character has a dash, and I believe there are some iframes on it, so blood damage and another blood skill would both be decent. Let's try out the Rivers of Blood. And then you can see the various status effects that your skills have in here. Makes enemies bleed, dealing damage over time. Every 2 stacks, the damage multiplier increases by 0.5 up to 8 stacks. And then our basic attack should have that as well, since it's also blood. It might not actually apply bleeding itself then. So I guess we're just adding the tag and allowing it to scale with that then. And then blood damage actually increases the area of that. That sounds pretty cool. And it gains stacking crit chance for every hit on an enemy, it sounds like. So here's the little mini boss off of those. Cool music. Dash out of that. Trying to stand like directly below him so that hopefully both of the axe attacks will hit at the same time. Oh yeah, every character has some potions as well. We can level up the XP thing or gain some attack speed. I guess that actually sounds pretty good, since that'll also improve the XP and the bleed stacking, as well as just being a good stat in general in these games. So armor could be decent. We have an epic blood skill. Okay, that sounds good. But we also have Hoof of Baphomet. And I kind of like this passive item. It gives you a bit of movement speed, and then it gives you permanent stat boost based on the total amount of distance you've traveled throughout the run. So I think we're going to try that one super early on. And then as long as I make sure that I'm constantly moving throughout the run, that should give us some nice passive boosts towards the ends. So we got a rare for some base damage on our basic attack. That sounds good. And then every time you clear out one of those little mini bosses, a new one will appear nearby. That's a pretty good physical one for the slaughter effect, which does extra damage. I think we're going to keep leveling the blood thing for now, though. Attack speed, blood. Let's probably go attack speed to improve the XP gain on the whip thing. And then head down to the next flag to keep trying to scale up the basic attack. These things give you like a small stat boost if you stand next to them for a second or two. Not really a huge deal, I think. Let's take a quick look at the boots and see what they're giving. So I guess we haven't moved far enough to even gain one bonus yet. Figured we would have gotten a couple by now, but I guess not. So here's one of our unique skills, and I think it said that would be blood as well. Let's go ahead and grab that to get another attack in here, and then take a quick look at that. Yeah, it does have the blood tag on here, it looks like. But I guess it doesn't apply blood, it just scales with the passives for it. So we still only have the river of blood to leave the bleeding trails and stack that up on them, it seems like. A bunch of fire stuff, probably just level the ultimate and pass this for now, I think. I'm not exactly sure what else we want. We want the Dragon Roar thing as the other unique ability. Then we would have 2 more slots. We could actually get 2 different elemental types, and then there's a passive that's very good based on having a bunch of different elemental types at the same time. So I think with that, we'll want one of the frost things that has some passive bonuses, either the armor or the boots. And then I guess the physical knife that applies slaughter actually would be good with that as well. So each of the standard bosses, you get a free level onto one of your items. We got some extra blood crits. Okay, surely by now we've gotten at least one bonus on that, right? We've gotten a tiny amount of HP. But I think there's at least like 4 or 5 different stats you can get on that, and it should become pretty significant eventually. But gonna take some time to stack that up. Crit damage. So here's one of the passive frost things. I think that's fine to improve our movement speed even more. There's a couple weapons that give a bit of passive stats related to what they do. Like the boots give movement speed, and some of the armor items give some armor as well. Here's Dragon Roar, our other unique item. Temporary damage and armor, and I believe it has a massive AoE. It does have a pretty long cooldown though, but sounds nice. Yeah, it seems like that hits almost the entire screen. But a very long cooldown currently. The attack speed item we got will help out a little bit with that. So this is our unique dash upgrade. Yeah, we can take that to pass here, and then we'll do a little bit of damage and stunning, so we can kind of use that offensively a bit now as well. Go ahead and use a potion. They're pretty small healing by default. You can get a passive to improve them quite a bit. And then some of the characters actually have talents that have some unique interactions with the potions as well. So you'd probably want to do that combo for them. We can upgrade the Dragon Roar here. I think I'm going to grab the blood damage since we get the extra area on the basic attack. That sounds pretty helpful. I do like the Jewelers. It gives you permanent bonuses based on the number of those metacurrency gems you harvest. But I don't want to get too greedy on all the scaling stuff, I think. So these are all uncommon. Let's go with the base damage and crit chance to make that pretty consistent. Dragon Roar. Oh, here's the thing I was talking about. So it increases power, health regen, attack speed, and experience based on the total elemental tags you have. And then if you max this out and have 5 different ones, it gives you +1 amount to all of your weapons, which is a massive boost. And we should have that at 5 stacks for... Oh yeah, we have 1 weapon left, which we want... Actually, no, the dagger's physical, which we already have, so we need shock or fire, I think. What are the boots doing? We've got a bit of power and XP now. Can upgrade the Dragon Roar or the basic attack. I think the basic attack is probably the best with those extra scrolls buffing it up. So we've got the Village Hero boss. Okay, those are almost global range on his arrows, it looks like. So we could get some armor with that. I'm trying to think if there's any other passives I want. There's a cool one that gives you permanent stats as you use your ultimate, which probably doesn't have the most synergy with this guy since his is purely survivability based. Most of them are damage and crowd control based stuff. Then that armor will... Oh man, the Dragon Roar lacks out a ton. The armor will scale with our passive at the start where we get some extra damage reflection. So shock would work. I don't think there's anything super unique about that, so... Oh wait, that has stun on it. Okay, that could actually be pretty helpful then. Yeah, let's get that for our 5th element then. So now we have 5 stacks of a bunch of different stuff on that, and if we max out the level of it, we get the +1 amount for a huge boost. Oh my god, the Dragon Roar is insanely laggy with a bunch of enemies out. So that just gains 0.5 movement speed. I should actually check how much that is. Let's go with the Rivers of Blood to fit the bleeding builds. So movement is 6.34, so 0.5 is a little bit under 10%, so that's not terrible actually. It just doesn't really sound like a lot when you don't know the base amounts. Oh my god, the Dragon Roar is breaking the game. I think there's something wrong with the blood skills or something. Let's get some attack speed here. I did a test run on this guy earlier with the pure physical skills before I had any talent points, and I wasn't lagging at all. The game was completely fine. But there is something going on with those hybrid physical blood skills, it looks like. Pre-intercept level, duration, a little bit of damage. Oh, we got a magnet there, that'll be helpful. Let's level up the Prism, that's very important to get maxed out. And it also gives us some extra XP. Get some attack speeds. Oh, that little bar shows you the attack speed you get based on your missing health, huh? Maybe that's causing the issue? I don't think I had that unlocked earlier either. Could be either of them, I guess. Let's go with the blood stats, since that's most of my big damage dealers. Let's go Bloody Rampage for the main attack. We'll go for the Bloodstone for some decent damage and to improve the AoE of the main attack. We can max out the attack speed and clear that out of here so it's easier to find stuff. Epic crit chance and size. Ooh, that sounds nice. Prism up to level 3. It seems like the music broke too. Bloody Rampage, yup. Shame, the music was actually pretty cool, to be honest. Let's max out the double crit stats here, get that out of the way. Rare damage and crit multi, sure. Let's go for the blood damage again. Free rivers of blood. Let's get the hoof up so we can stack that up a bit faster now. I think the big red skull on the map is an enemy that I died to, which like promotes them into a champion, and then you can go back and fight them, and they're a pretty powerful mini-boss, and then you get one of those skulls that's used for the talents, I think, if you manage to defeat them, but they're pretty powerful. epic crit multi, sure. So I'm trying to get some decent levels before we try and tackle him. Level 4 Prism. This is like a little difficulty modifier, like half region, or you take 2 times as many damage. Looks like 2 times as many enemies here. And then I think you get like a level up or something after that. These ones aren't super common, so I don't remember exactly. Let's get the hoof level, keep stacking that up. We can max out the Bloody Rampage to get that finished off. Oh, you get another weapon upgrade, it looks like. Okay, we got an epic crit multi. Can we just keep challenging this? Try for the given amount of time, so it looks like it gets slower and slower each time. First one was a minute, right? Now it's a minute and a half. Let's go for the movement here. We can probably take the blood to help do this quest, and we're at half speed anyway, so I won't really be able to ramp up the hoof that much during this annoying challenge. I guess it did make the area bigger as well, though. Let's go for the rivers here. +1 amount, pretty big on that. Another river, sure. Did we finish off the prism, or is that just not showing up? It's just not showing up, I guess. We need one more level for the big one still. I guess since all the skills are locked in now, we could toss some rerolls there anyways. Yeah, let's try and do that. Wow, that is no prisms. There we go, and that'll give us our +1 amount at the maximum, as well as some pretty nice overall stats from having so many different elements. What do I want next? This will give a bit of movement speed for the passive bonuses. Bunch of uncommons. I think I like the size multiplier so we can hit a lot of stuff with it. Make it easier to hit the bosses with range attacks. Oh man, I have barely any levels on the XP thing. Well, I guess we should probably start doing that so we can level up even faster. More XP. $3,000 crit, that guy got destroyed. Epic damage and crit chance, looks good. A legendary, massive base damage. We got 3 levels, wow, okay. Don't think I've seen that before off of the boss drops. More Dragon Roar, since the massive AoE on that's pretty nice. Pretty useful buffs as well. So damage crit multi, let's go with the one that has a bit of crit chance on it. Epic crit chance, yup. Wow, my basic weapon is insane now. Epic double crits. All uncommon. Let's go with some more crit chance. And then we can check out the like hero enemy at some point over here, but may as well do the quest while we're over here. So enemies do double damage during that. Oh yeah, let's see how the boots are doing as well. 12.1, 0.04, 2%, 3%, 0.2, 2%. A lot of different stats it can give. More XP. Can save that magnet for after this quest is over. Man, the extra AoE on the basic attack from converting it to blood is kind of nuts. Oh, we got 2 magnet things. Let's go for the rivers. That should be getting close to its maximum. Yeah, level 8, there we go. Just looking at the stats it gives. Dragon Roar, or more movement speed item. Yeah, I think that's fine. Take revenge on the hero. So I think it's like the enemy that kills you gets promoted as well. So the champion you fight here is based on which enemy type you die to as well. Let's go Dragon Roar here. Uh-oh, we got multiple bosses out at the same time. Well, those guys will probably die pretty quickly compared to this one. Yeah, this guy is like 50 times as strong as the regular bosses. Jesus. Let's get our boss drops off of them. OnlyFans, not bad. 2 levels. Actually, if we can keep them right above me so both of the axe hits at the same time, then that's actually really strong. So yeah, I guess we just get a skull off of him for the talent progression. Crit chance plus 12. Oh, those are temporary buffs, only 13 seconds it looks like. More movement speed thing. More XP. Let's go with the massive size multiplier. Go for the dual crit stats. More movement speeds. Movement speed has kind of a double scaling effect now that I think about it. We're ramping up the boots, and then we're also getting more of these objectives around the map at the same time. Dragon Roar. Go for the damage and crit multi. Then we have epic damage and crit multi again. What is that fireball? Oh, the king. Okay. See if we can get the double slashes on him right above me, or I guess right below works with this much AoE as well. Two levels, extra XP. Blue damage crit multi. Legendary damage and crit multi. More XP. Oh, there's a magnet over there. Kind of hard to see those on the mini-map, actually. Dragon Roar. Max out the XP generation. Or the movement speed thing. Actually, let's just finish off the Dragon Roar. There's nothing for the music or anything, is there? Music on level up. We have everything turned on, so I guess there's nothing I can really do about that. All uncommon. Let's go for the base damage crit chance. Then take the epic double crits there. Archangel of Judgment. What if I like just take some damage so I have more attack speed and then just like pop my ultimate and run on top of him to destroy him? Got stone scale level. So I can see the timer on my ultimate, 7 seconds there. That's a nice quality of life, more movement speed. So we're immortal for 6 more seconds, and then we get a decent burst of healing at the end of that. Much easier to just unga bunga boss if that actually works. Let's go for the higher base damage, I suppose. And then damage crit multi. Movement boots. half a region. Max out the boots. Did I kill so many of them they just gave up or what? I think we are getting close to the end of the run. I remember there's a god that comes out and just kills you eventually. Let's go damage crit multi. And take a rare damage crit multi. Let's get the armor up next for the passive bonus we have that goes with that. Weapons we have seem to be fine anyways. Rare damage crit multi, and then rare damage. Max out the armor. What does that bring us up to? 54% damage reduction and 548% thorns. There are 8 different stats that gives, it looks like. Almost everything. Oh, here's God. Let's pop the ultimate since he is blasting me. I just killed God. Okay, wrecked. Looks like we have a stronger gods. I just killed 2 gods. And now we have an even stronger god. In the end, even the mighties fall before the righteous. Let this serve as a reminder. True power is wielded with wisdom and humility. Yeah, we got a ×2 multiplier for God is dead. Huh. Never done that before. So 26 million on the basic attack. Nothing else is even 10% of that. Wow. Yeah, the extra AoE from the blood conversion on that was pretty nuts, I will say. Normally it's pretty small. But I guess an extra 75% area from the diamond and maybe a couple other things? Not sure if those count. Power probably doesn't, but it still boosts your damage. The hoof was decent, but honestly not crazy considering we got it so early. The movement speed itself was pretty helpful for going around the map and finding more stuff, especially the scrolls that buffed up our basic attack there. That was pretty impactful. Level 13 in Rage, what does that even mean? Red Lake Ring. What is that? So now we have your standard meta progression in here. XP gain, magnet, stuff like that. Oh, it looks like you can just keep leveling those. Level 8, jeez. Get a little bit of power that's still kind of low. And then what all did we get on this guy? We got 3 skulls, so we're just one short of getting something else. What can you get next? Every time OnlyFans kills an enemy, chance of activating again. Start the game with rank 1 of it. Dragon's Roar gives you a lifesteal bonus from main weapon attacks. That would have been insane. Dragon Roar cooldown starts when the skill is activated, not when the buff expires. Yeah, either of those would have been pretty good. I guess I probably would have gotten that one for the massively higher cooldown. Then you'd have higher uptime on the damage and armor boost as well. Just hitting the entire screen with that at the same time is pretty cool. But it's going to take quite a while to unlock all of the talents if that's all we got after killing God. Still one more guy to unlock, it looks like. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.